The idea of reading here is a lost concept. People do not read here. I don't want to sound negative about this thing, but that's what I've observed, and it's not just probably this setup that I'm in. I've been teaching for quite a while now, and it's been such a huge struggle to make my students read. So some time back, I had made this video in which I tried to explain what are the benefits of reading and why people should read more and what is it there for them to gain. And it just happened that a few days back, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we ended up arguing about like reading is a waste of time and there's no point and there's no point in reading fiction and so on and so forth, which I hugely disagree with. I understand why some people would want to read non-fiction, but reading fiction also has a lot of benefits, and it is really important for people to read fiction. This is one subject which probably I will make another video some other day, but what today I have for you is I'm gonna pull out the old video, which I think most of you might not have seen because it's such an old video and it has just vanished somewhere in oblivion over the internet. So I'm gonna just show you that video today again, and maybe it might change your mind. And if it doesn't, I would want to know your point of view as well. That if you think that reading is a waste of time and you don't want to read, I really genuinely want to understand and know why is it so and why do you feel so. So if you think reading is waste of time, please let me know in the comments down below. Why is it that you think so? So without taking more footage, I'm just gonna start that video that I'm talking about. Cheers. Why is it that you think so? Why is it that you think so? Why is it that you think so?
Hi guys, I'm sorry it took a little while for making this next video because I was planning to make a video on Harry Met Sejal, but the film was so bad that I decided not to waste any of my time on that. So instead I decided to make a video on my reading habits and state why I read as much as I do. A lot of people, when they come to my room, they go like, God, you have so many books around, are you crazy? And there was someone who came to my room, and that particular person said that, God, you have so raddi around you, what are you ever going to do with this? I find such statements disturbing because it's kind of sad to know that people don't realize that reading is not just something you do when you're free, it just really builds up your mind, and that's why I decided to make this video. So one thing is that the kind of work that I'm involved in, it by default involves some reading. If I'm making this video, I need to read a bit about reading before I start talking about it. I write, and I need to read a lot because you really need to understand the subject that you're talking about. So that's one. But even when I have free time, I prefer to read rather than chatting with friends on WhatsApp or scrolling the timeline on Facebook or checking out scrolling pictures on Instagram, because I don't find it fruitful enough. It's not that satisfying. It's not that I don't do any of those things, I do, but I try to stay away from them as much as I possibly can. Okay, so what I think has happened in the past 10 years or so is that social media has penetrated in our lives in a massive way. We have stopped paying attention to things and we keep running around all the time. It happens so many times that people don't go to a place or travel or go to a film or go to a party because they really want to. You know, if you're going somewhere and if you're just clicking pictures and analyzing, okay, this is something that I can share on Facebook and it's gonna get the maximum number of likes, you are just not being there. All of this has really reduced our patience levels. There's something or the other happening constantly on social media. Some of your friends are doing something else, some of your friends are tagging you with posts and so on. This really makes you anxious, and it also does make you a lot aggressive. Now, reading helps me to deal with all of this and a lot more. When I'm reading, it really builds up my patience levels. I have to constantly focus and trace what am I reading and what's going on in the book. It increases my attention span in turn. I was reading somewhere in an article a few days back that the attention span of the people today has been reduced to 8 seconds. It was shocking for me to read that, because if someone has an attention span of 8 seconds, how can anyone ever get any work done at all? A lot of people mistake books for novels. That's something which I think we need to understand and we need to look beyond. Books are not just novels, there are so many books on so many different subjects. In fact, I believe if there is a subject, there has to be a book on it. So, whenever I need to get some information, whenever I feel that I need to expand my knowledge on one particular subject, I would pick up books on the subject and I would read. A lot of people also state that instead of reading a book, why can't I watch a documentary, or why can't I watch a YouTube video, and why can't I learn things from there? Yes, you very well can. But the thing is that books are probably one of the oldest ways of sharing information. Documentaries and videos have been around for what, like maybe 100 years or so, but books have been there for a couple of thousand years. Now imagine the kind of books and the kind of information, the amount of information that we can get from books as opposed to the amount of information that we can get from documentaries, which is just 100 years old. I'm not saying that you cannot learn things from the videos and it's a bad thing to watch videos and documentaries, it's really good. But the only thing that I'm trying to say is that when you read something to learn something, you just don't learn that thing. There's a lot more that happens in your brain, which is helpful in turn. Now, all the information that I get from the books, it helps me learn and understand this world around myself. Why are things happening? Why do people think so? And what happens how? And so many other things. And many times, this information helps me deal with people better. All said and done, guys, there's nothing as relaxing and pleasing as a good book with a cup of coffee on a rainy day. All of these are my reasons to read, and I would love to know what you think about reading. Do you like reading? Do you not like reading? And why do you read and why do you not read? Please write comments, please send me messages. I'm really keen to know.